Hey friend, this is Pierre Laguerre here, your daily motivator. Today with episode 308, here to challenge, inspire, and motivate you. So yesterday we actually talked about dealing with failure, the fear of failure specifically. And today I want to talk to you about coming back from failure. And the reason is because, especially as we're coming into this Christmas season right now, it's just a couple of days before Christmas as I'm recording this. And I'm looking outside my window in Puerto Rico. I'm right next to the beach. And I'm looking at the guys running cables. After Hurricane Maria, it's been 3 months so far since that major hurricane hit the island. They're still cleaning up old cables and running new ones. Good news was for us, at least, we got electricity back a month later, and we've been on generators. But some folks, unfortunately, did not get it back that fast, and some areas are still without electricity. So guess what they're using? Generators, right? And I got some friends who have their own businesses on this island who are still on generator because they're waiting for electricity to arrive in their region because of poles being down. But enough about that. Let's talk really about how do you come back from failure? Because right here, what we're experiencing on this island is the island coming back from a major failure, especially when we talk about the electricity system, the water system, and other systems that are in existence. But let's talk about your life as an entrepreneur. Let's talk about your life as someone who basically is in business, or you're supporting some kind of business with a job in that business. Let's talk about how you're coming back from failure. And you see, there is one trait by which the winners are known. And it's really on how quickly they come back from failure, how quickly they bounce back. And the best example that I can share with you today is a famous boxing match from June 1990, I believe. And I'm mentioning June. Did some research on it, of course, and even rewatched the last few rounds. You know which one I'm talking about. It's the one between Mike Tyson and a certain James Buster Douglas. Now, wonderful thing about it is that Mike Tyson came into this completely undefeated, whereas Buster had to have had 6 matches where he won before he got a chance at fighting Mike. Now, this was a match rather that was a setup for Mike to meet Evander Holyfield. But the funny thing is, nobody expected that Mike would fail, as in get knocked down in that particular match. So what I want you to understand here is this. Failure is going to come, and it's going to come to most of us when we least expect it. So you have to make provision to bounce back. Now, I didn't say make provision for failure. I don't want you to make provision for failure, but I want you to make provisions to bounce back. Because when failure comes, because guess what? Even the greatest man in the world went through death. And that's a form of failure because his followers dispersed from that. And I'm talking about Jesus, of course, who nobody expected him to die as the leader of his own movement. But he bounced back, and it's historically proven. So now, here's the thing I want for you to think about that match. Going back to that match. In the 8th round, Buster Douglas got hit and he went down in the last few seconds of that round. Point I want to make for you is that Buster Douglas was coming into this with his mom having died 23 days before the match. And his son's mother was fighting some kidney ailment, just days prior, and he himself caught the flu just the day before the fight. So talk about the odds of everything being against you going into a major fight. And here's Buster going through the process of failure. On the 8th round, he got knocked down, got up, and by the 9th count, he was basically up and he did not lose the match. Now, the funny thing to understand is that by the 9th round, Mike came back to finish him. But it didn't end that way. It ended with Buster landing a lot more punches. And of course, he'd been dominating throughout that match. You could go check it out on YouTube or read about it on Wikipedia. But here's the thing I want you to understand. You, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a marketer, you're going to run into times when you will fail. And failure, again, is nothing more than reaching your natural limits, just like the bodybuilders. But you have a choice. You can stay down for the count, or you can stand up, even though the 10th count is getting close. Stand up and know that you're going to bounce back and fight back. Now, it's amazing, even in the 10th round of that match, when Mike Tyson literally lost, he was still getting up as well. That tells you something about the fighter in these guys. So I want you to understand failure will happen, and sometimes when you least expect it. But I want you to make provision to bounce back. How quickly do you bounce back from failure? Well, I want to invite you to one of the key webinars. It's really a live training that I'm doing next week. And I want you to go ahead and sign up for it, because I want to talk to you about the failure that has happened in the industry when it comes to goal setting and goal reaching. A lot of people keep going around the same mountains year after year. And it's time we put a stop to that madness. So join me. Go to pierrelaguerre.com/breakthrough. Check out the link that's with this podcast, whether you're listening to it on YouTube or elsewhere, or Spreaker. Check it out and join me. We're going to go on. We're going to debunk the myths around goal setting and goal reaching. And really, we're going to be talking about the year of the double for you when it comes to 2018. Again, it's Pierre Laguerre, your daily motivator. I look forward to catching you on the next episode. Enjoy the holidays and have a Merry Christmas.